What are dApps? The moment you say the word crypto, a lot of people think about one thing: profit making. People don't realize that apart from popular goals of making money, other things like games, investments, and educational purposes are possible with crypto. Primarily, the world of blockchain was popularized with the introduction of Bitcoin. It then exploded with the presence of other cryptocurrencies and now NFTs. However, other than these value exchanges that land you some profit at the end of the day, there are applications that make use of cryptic structures. These applications are called decentralized applications, or dApps. In today's video, we would look at what dApps are, their benefits and shortcomings, and provide you with some examples. Welcome to the Crypto Sharks, the #1 channel for all things crypto. We use stories and analogies to help you simply understand complex topics. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe so that we can keep helping you learn and make money. With that out of the way, let's get into today's video. dApps, decentralized applications. We all know our individual data on YouTube, Gmail, Hangouts, Snapseed, etc. are all stored with the umbrella company Google. Google.inc is also owned by the parent company Alphabet.inc. All data shared with Google is stored in one server, and the user, you and I, have limited control over it. You can change your data with Google, but you cannot decide who they share your data with. These restrictions are the punctuating difference between dApps and other applications. It's the same situation with the Uber application. You book a ride and your discussions are reported to the company alone. They have total control on how the ride turns out, pricing and approval of rides as well. With dApps, user data is stored in a code between sender and receiver, and the code cannot be changed and can be seen by everyone. The code is usually as operation or a command. Unlike typical apps that report to a single central server, they exist on a series of interconnected computers. They are decentralized applications in that they don't have a single organization that controls the data sent by its users. These applications can be for finance, education, gaming, and so on. Just like other centralized applications, their differences are not necessarily in their structures alone, but also in their benefits. Let's look at some privileges and shortcomings that come with decentralized applications. With decentralized applications, your privacy is your privacy through and through. Unlike your favorite apps where you have to submit your personal details to gain access to it, you don't need them with dApps at all. All you need is a smart contract. A smart contract typically means an agreement between two users stored in code. It is an automated agreement that self-executes the terms of the agreement between a buyer and a seller. In a smart contract, two users agree that if user A scores 3 out of 5 rounds of a game, they get 5 coins, a typical consequential program. B is dependent on what A does. This agreement, written in code, stays constant and is unchangeable by either party. To even accentuate the transparency of the system, the smart contract is visible to other users but is unchangeable. They are rigid. This means that people can see the code, read the agreement, observe how it was followed, and yet cannot do anything to it. Once the agreement is made, there's no shady business and no going back. While the unchangeable feature may be a problem, especially if the program was wrongly calculated, it deletes the human error of failure of one party to follow the agreement. Hence, there will be no need to hire any lawyer in this kind of agreement. Instead, the worst-case scenario will be that the program does not work properly, making it an error bug. The typical way to solve this is to create another smart contract and abandon the old one. However, this is another flaw of dApps. There needs to be a constant code modification to contain new operations. Developers have to always write new codes to accommodate shortcomings of the old code, which has now become a bug that cannot be deleted. You control your data without fear or pressure. There are comments that can get your account on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram restricted, suspended, and even deleted. You don't get to air your views or criticize authorities just the way you want. These companies are censored by the authorities of the countries they are present. In such cases, when the government decides a communications company has flaunted its order, it shuts down its activities in the country and sends them packing. This means all your pictures, messages, and documents saved on that company's server will be lost forever. In apps like Facebook, where messages between users are viewed by Facebook administrators, actions can be taken on users based on those messages or posts. This means that they can see your messages and can make decisions based on them. Thanks to smart contracts that only allow outsiders to only observe the agreement, messages sent cannot be deleted. dApps is the perfect platform for free speech. There's no censorship on what can be sent or not. Users don't have to answer to certain individuals, owners of companies, fellow users, or the government. This gives you maximum control over what happens with your data, denying anyone the right to sneakily find out that you prefer black to blue when you clearly did not provide that information to anyone. Like the government scenario, frauds can happen in these spaces. A typical example is an item placed for sale on an online marketplace only for interested persons to be duped of their money when they pay and do not receive the so-called product. With dApps, fraud becomes history. This is because the smart contract of ifs runs pre-checks on itself before it launches. This means that if you write a code, that money donated to a wallet would be returned with 7% interest in XYZ days after a series of conditions are completed. The program will run a check to see if that amount of money can be gathered in a specified time. It'll check if the money can really be returned with such interest in the said time. When this does not happen, the program will not run. Interesting, right? In the same vein, all rides that get abruptly cancelled on Uber apps will become a thing of the past if the structure is decentralized. Other users will be able to monitor the agreement between rider and customer. It also removes the authoritarian clause found in centralized apps. The network is powered by thousands of servers, so it's impossible to bring them all down. Also, one flaw of centralized apps is the occasional down movement of their servers. It's not a new thing. For some minutes or hours, Facebook could be unusable because their system developed faults or needs an upgrade. This will leave users lost and unable to do transactions, send messages, or make posts. However, with dApps, because their operations are not controlled by a single computer, they never experience down movements. Their network is stored on a blockchain which will typically never go down. We're really excited about dApps and really hope that they scale even as they face a very big obstacle. Decentralized applications look pretty amazing when it is explained and broken down into chunks as we've done before, but it would prove to be quite a lot to a host of users. Developers have to work double time to create a user-friendly interface that makes the product available and usable by just anyone like their counterparts. The centralized apps. That would involve a lot of bugs running around. Yikes. Having talked about the pros and cons of decentralized apps, let's look at some examples of these awesome groundbreaking applications. We would differentiate these applications based on their uses. Decentralized finances. There are decentralized applications that provide financial solutions where users can invest in decentralized finances that run on a blockchain. Users can lend cryptocurrencies to a smart contract that will return profits at the end of the contract. This means that a user can invest a ton of BNB in a smart contract that will return the coins after XYZ time elapses with some interest. When it comes to borrowing money, it's very easy with decentralized applications. All you need to do is to create a contract and state what exactly the money borrowed is for, when it would be returned, and what percentage of interest would be made, as long as you have enough collateral already deposited. There are also the normal exchanges, which is the basic operation of decentralized applications. This allows owners of tokens to exchange those tokens between themselves for a small fee. Decentralized games. What's more interesting than playing a game that earns you some tokens at the end of the day? Some of these applications work like gambling apps where you buy an item, predict how it would turn out, and win or lose tokens based on how your prediction turns out. All the information about these games is stored on a blockchain so that there's no doubt regarding how a game turned out. There are a lot of difficulties that decentralized applications will erase from online services, especially online financial exchanges, which now largely involve cryptocurrencies. Don't you agree that they should be totally embraced? Okay, we're gonna call it a day for now. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you never miss any of our new videos. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Crypto Sharks.